there's always going to be things that happen when you're fishing the type of venues that I fish that put you off a little bit. They might scare you. You potentially might never return to that certain venue. But one time in particular, I still am fishing a section of river in London. I won't mention what borough, whereabouts, but certainly in the so-called ghetto, if you like. And constantly you see boys up and down, running up and down the canal, and this section of river has some mega carp in it. Some of you might not have seen, I had a lovely linear, low 30 linear, big red orangey thing, some mega mirrors, loads of lovely fish, but it comes with a price. No one night fishes here. There's always stuff going on, boaties getting robbed, people getting stabbed along there, just constant grief, like, you know. There's so many flats and gangs that live along this section of river that they travel up and down and do whatever they got to do and hurt each other and then travel back along the canal. It's never ending. Gang violence is on the rise, and it's just horrible place to fish. In the day it's all right, but at night, me being me, sneaky little Russian, as I like to say, I'm baiting up and looking at night. I don't want no other anglers to see me. I don't want no other anglers to know I've gone and I've caught fish. And that's the way I like to go about my angling on these type of venues, because once people know you're there and you're fishing and you're baiting, especially if you're catching, it's ruined. So I was walking along one night. I said to, I was with a couple of my pals, said, let's go have a look at the river. I'll put a bit of bait in. And these fish that I'm fishing for, they're still unknown. Some of them haven't been caught. I haven't seen photos of them. Some have, years and years ago, but they're giants. And I was walking along, lamping the edge. I think I see a carp as well. And we was coming back to the car, and it was parked at the end, so sort of on the water's edge, if you like. And I was putting a bit of bait in. Yeah, my mate Kay there and Shane, and a pedal bike pulled up behind me. I turned around. There was a young boy, young black fella. He said, "Oh, you got a cigarette?" I was smoking a cigarette. I said, "Yeah, bruv, yeah, whatever. Here you go. What you doing? You fishing?" I was like, "Yeah." But at the time, obviously, there was no fishing rods, there was nothing, just normal clothes we was in, do you know what I mean? No camoed up wellies and all that. It was just a bag of bait and 3 of my pals. So them two, Kay and Shane, they started walking back towards the car. It was pitch black where I was, there weren't no cameras. And a couple of his other mates come, so there was like 3 boys I think, or 4 on bikes, 3 of us. And yeah, for some reason, I think Kay and Shane, they knew what time it was. For me, I'm used to it, I'm going down there, but they knew what time it was, so they sort of moved quite quick towards the car. And before I knew it, one of them's grabbed Kay, the other one's grabbed me, and out comes the Rambo, like the sword Excalibur. This thing was like that. And I'm not gonna lie, for most people, your heart would be in your absolute mouth when something like that happens to you. But I've had a few knives pulled out on me in the past growing up, people trying to mug me and stuff like that. So it didn't faze me. I kept calm. I said, like, what's the problem? And then with chit chat, it was like a bit of, what you doing? Like, what's going on here? I was like, I'm just fishing. Like, my mate Kay's like, do you want my phone? Do you want my wallet? No. They said, apparently one of their cousins had been robbed, probably from one of the other flats or something. And he's got me like that. And he's got Kay. And it was just awkward, like, just standing there with this massive fucking Rambo knife, like, not knowing what's going on. And then all of a sudden, it was just like, yeah, no, you're sweet, and was like fucking spudding each other, and they just pedalled off. It was it was proper strange. But I think in them situations, 3 young guys sort of in an area that's affiliated and rife with gang violence, you can often, especially like they said about the fishing, but you can often be mistaken. You know, you get a lot of mistaken stuff these days, and a lot of young guys killing each other, and that is, it's made me sort of, now in my fishing, now I've got a son and grown up, that when I fish down there, I've got a boat now, so I'm not on the towpath, and I bait and fish places where I'm away from that. But I still will do the nights. There's not many people that do the nights, and it does pay off. But yeah, that was definitely a moment where it was pretty scary, to say the least, because, you know, if anything happens and you get hurt, that, yeah, there's not many people about to help you. But yeah, luckily it didn't go that way, and I'm still here to tell the tale. So another time I can think of when things got a little bit sketchy was when I just started night fishing on my own. I was 13 and I was fishing a little park lake in North London. Beautiful estate, some mega old commons in there, nothing big. But the actual stately home on this park is a nut hospital, a very expensive one at that. And I remember one night I was fishing there, and I was catching quite a few fish, and I got up in the middle of the night for a wee, and I could hear this like footsteps coming down the bank, and it was a full moon at the time. And as I got out, I absolutely pooped my pants, I'm not gonna lie. There was a woman walking through the park in a white gown, and you can imagine, I'm 13, I've just started carp fishing on my own. It's about 3 a.m, 2 a.m, and there's a woman marching through the park in a white gown, absolutely out of it. I don't think I slept that night. I got in my bed, and I literally, any little noise I heard, I was as paranoid as anything, thinking that she was going to kill me. But it turned out that she had only like got out and was on the wander, like nothing to worry about. But yeah, that's a short one. Obviously at the time I was pretty scared, because I didn't know if I was going to be murdered by this mental lady. But yeah, that was pretty sketchy nonetheless. So another time is a little bit sketchy, more freaky than anything. This particular venue, I was fishing somewhere not too far away before, and not far from a certain dodgy forest, if I'd like to say. And I come past to get something to eat, and there was loads of police, loads and loads and loads of Old Bill. And it turned out that someone had been chopped up and put in an IKEA bag and just left next to a tree. Like, you couldn't make it up. No trying to hide the body or nothing, just put in an IKEA bag and left next to the tree, like with a little note. Pretty messed up world we live in sometimes. But yeah, so the forest is known for probably murders and lots of things like that. And I was fishing a lake there. Didn't really know what was in there, to be fair, at the time. There was just like old fish, old commons and wildies and that. And it was quite a few years ago now, me and my mate Grant. Just enjoying the summer's days, catching them in the edge and stuff. Beautiful lake. No one fishing it at the time. Quiet, because the fish weren't massive. And we done a night. So I think we caught a couple of fish that night. And there was a helicopter early in the morning. It was summertime, so it got light at 4:30. And this helicopter woke us up. It was going for ages, the spotlight through the forest. And we thought, what is going on? Police running around, like you could see them all over the shop. And I thought, nah, someone's been found dead or something. Like the old poor lady in the IKEA bag. And it turned out that police come running past out of breath. And they come walking up to me, like, and Grant was on this spit. And they said, oh, has anyone bothered you? He said, no, why? They said, there's a naked black lady running about with a coat hanger. And if she approaches you, not to go near her. And yeah, that was that. Obviously, we didn't end up coming to face with the nutty lady with the coat hanger, but it certainly put you on edge a little bit, knowing where you're fishing, that there could be murderers wandering about and that, and then you got a crazy woman with a coat hanger running around butt naked. So yeah, that was another pretty freaky moment on the bank for me. This last little tale of dodginess that's happened and I've witnessed on the bank is, I was fishing Hampstead, probably more known for its dogging and stuff like that than anything, but there has been a few suicides over there in the past. My mate's even witnessed one when he was fishing. Freaked him out a little bit, if I'm honest, and I was actually going to go fishing with him that night. That would have freaked me right out. But we was fishing this particular lake, I won't say it, but anyway, men swim there, yeah? Not straight men, gay men mainly. So yeah, it's known as the pond where the gay men swim. Big fish in there. Most of the big uns in the park live in that pond, and I fished there for quite a few years growing up. And you got two banks you can fish, both just long empty banks. You can see each bank. It's only probably 2 acres, the lake, if that. So yeah, you could see straight across, and you hear all kinds of stuff going on over there, and it freaks you out. Never really fished there alone when I was young, but I woke up one morning, and on the far bank, as soon as I woke up, it was quite foggy. I think it was foggy. Yeah, there was a little bit of fog, and the fog lifted. It's because it was early autumn, I think. And I could see someone hanging from a tree on the far bank. There was only one tree on that bank, like an oak tree. I could see someone hanging. And straight away I was thinking, no, like someone's killed themselves in the night and hanging off the tree. But with closer inspection, I got the binoculars out and I looked at the far bank. Me and my mate Kay were looking. And there's a woman there, and she's hanging naked upside down, like all this collar on her and all that funky gear, you know what I mean, that kinky stuff. And some man taking photos of her like some sexual shoot. It was pretty freaky, to be fair. But when you first woke up and the first thing you see is like a body hanging from a tree, you think, oh God, like what have I just seen? But yeah, that turned out to be a naked woman on some kinky photo shoot over Hampstead Heath. So yeah, that was pretty freaky, but in the moment it did scare me a little bit, but thank God she was all right.